Look, we're facing the worst refugee crisis since the end of World War II, and I think the United States has to do more, and I would like to see us move from what is a good start with 10,000 to 65,000.
Well, you heard it straight from the source. One key legislative component of Hillary Clinton's campaign has been an increase in the acceptance of refugees and immigrants from the Middle East. Basically, it would be like open borders. Over the past year, we've seen what open borders does to a country and a society. Our particular case study is Germany. It has been 1 year since the migrant crisis began, and with that, Merkel opened her arms and her country to all. The citizens of Germany greeted with gifts, hugs, and kisses the new migrants to their country, or as Merkel likes to call them, the new Germans. Since then, over 1 million migrants have flooded into Europe. Many of them are from sub-Saharan Africa and the Middle East. About 80% of the males are of fighting age. All of them expected to be cared for and provided for. After all, Europe is now a welfare society. They expected nice cars, nice homes, some good food. And what did they offer in return for this hospitality? Well, to put it bluntly, they offered rape, assault, battery, theft, and many, many more crimes. During the New Year's party in Cologne, Germany, more than 1,000 women were sexually assaulted by over 2,000 men. Police originally tried to cover up the mass assault, but too many people came forward too quickly. And what did the leaders of Islam have to say about the assault? Perfume caused the men to go crazy with lust. And oh yeah, it was also because of the way they were dressed. This is classic victim blaming. And where's the outrage by the media and the left? If someone in the West had even a slight tinge of this type of victim blaming, they would be, rightly so, dragged through the mud, then tarred and feathered, possibly worse. But not Islam. Islam gets a pass. And do not think this is a one-time event. There is now a real-time, interactive map of sexual assaults happening in Germany. And as you can see, this map is pretty well covered. New flags are added daily, and in many cases, the crimes are getting much worse. Migrants are targeting children at swimming pools and young ladies walking home. Sexual assault is just one crime that has come to Germany this last year. It is reported that in the beginning months of 2016, migrants committed around 70,000 crimes. Mind you, Germany allowed about 500,000 migrants into the country. And remember, Germany has a population of about 80 million. That means for every 7.14 migrants, one committed a crime in the early months of 2016. There is no other group of people that commit crimes at this rate. You might ask yourself, what would it be like if all 80 million Germans committed crime at the same rate? There would be over 11 million violent crimes each year. Is the German authority really concerning itself with this crime wave? No, not really. They would rather punish a man who insulted the shooter in Munich. This man, Thomas Salby, who simply screamed and yelled and insulted the shooter, now faces the very real possibility of paying a fine or worse. Let that sink in for a moment. Imagine yourself sitting at home, watching your favorite YouTube video.
This is the final vault for Stefan Beletsky.
Father and coach Usten Beletsky looking on. Whoa! Oh.
I've never seen a springboard break like that.
There will be a deduction on the landing.
Then you hear gunshots, people screaming, panic ensuing. You rush to your window to see what's going on, and you see a madman shooting people. You yell, you curse, and you have shots fired at you. You do not have a weapon, but you do have a beer, so you throw it at the man. It doesn't even hit him. The man later kills himself. And you are no worse for wear. A few days go by, and the police show up with a knock at your door. And they place you in cuffs for your actions. How backwards has this world become, but that's exactly what happened. And this practice is not isolated to Germany, it has spread throughout Europe. People in Europe are no longer free to say what they feel or express their frustrations with the governing body. For if they do, an iron fist comes down, and it comes down hard. After all, being arrested for a Twitter comment, especially one that's not even hateful or threatening, just one that goes against the ruling body, is just plain wrong. But that is what's happening. And what do our presidential candidates say about censorship? Well, Hillary Clinton recently held a speech in which she said a very specific news organization does not have the right to exist. People do have the right to express whatever they think, and whatever they feel, no matter how right or wrong it could be. How else are we able to battle an ideology that is woefully incorrect? But honestly, I think that's the point. They don't want to have anything that differs from what is authorized. In George Orwell's 1984, he imagined a world in which everything was backwards. War was peace, freedom was slavery, speaking the truth was lying. Today, we have facts that are racist, opinions that cannot be heard, safe spaces on campuses, and thoughts that should not be thought. In 2016, we have created 1984. Islam's grip on Europe has started to strangle it, and the idea that we cannot criticize Islam or its practices or comment on what is happening in Europe is very Orwellian. After 1 year of the migrant crisis, we now see what might be headed our way. America already has millions of people on welfare, and millions more depend on the government for their survival. The idea of bringing hundreds of thousands, possibly more people, that do not mesh with our society, that do not like our society, and that could stay and fight for their own country, is tantamount to suicide. Europe might already be gone, but there is no reason why America has to leave its place on the hill. If you like this video, please consider subscribing or send us a message on Facebook. We will be updating regularly.